Hey guys, I know this is going to be a little bit of a different setup. So in this video, I'm actually going to show you how to edit this photo. So this is one that I did where I was in my bedroom and I wanted to kind of make it look like I was snowboarding. And then I, of course, wanted to do some more of the light tutorials. So this one, I'm going to show you like my whole process of how everything was done. And yeah, all right, let's get to it. All right, so on the computer, I'm gonna have actually both this camera so you can see me and then screen recording. I have all my pictures already edited in Lightroom. If you want to see another video on that one, probably maybe I'll do that on the next video. But yeah, so I have here my photo of me jumping, and then I have just like the background here. Then I have my board, one of the mountains, another choice of the mountains, see if I like that one better. There's the other mountain and a couple trees. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to load the background into Photoshop. So let's go ahead and pop that in. And now I'm in Photoshop. Then I'm just going to take the rest and drag these right on top. And just keep pressing accept. So now they're all loaded onto there. And then what I'm going to do first is I am going to let's go ahead and clean up this photo. So as you can see here, like on the bottom, the bed's nice and clean. It's made up. It looks nice and flat as opposed to this one. You see a little bit of my aperture case that I have right over there. And then of course the bed is wrinkled because when I was jumping up and down. So let's get back to 100%. So if you remember my last video, I actually have a quick one on there on how to add mask and what they do. So here, I'll go ahead and add a little mask, which is this button again. And then remember that black hides and white reveals. So I'll go ahead and get my brush layer on, or not the brush layer, brush tool, and go on to here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint me out. Let's do that. And then let's see, do that. I'm just doing enough to get me and then just like a little bit of the surrounding areas. And then I can just refine that one later when I start cleaning up my images. And the reason why I'm doing it this way where I'm covering me to hide is because it's a lot easier to work in this direction versus like trying to work on the other layers and trying to find out where I am exactly. This way I know exactly where I am, where I'm painting, and where I'm wanting to recover myself on another layer. Da, da, da. La, da, 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 da. There we go. Looking good. And now hide the inside of me. And I am gone. All right, so on Mac it's Command I. On a PC I think it should be Control I. So that looks pretty good. Now I have my clean bed and I have me on there. Of course you'll see like there's still a little bit of the shadow behind me. I'll definitely clean that up later once I start adding everything else, and then I'll hide some of the other things like this fire sprinkler that I have. Next I'll add my board. This one I'm going to, let's see how these ones look. What I like to do is sometimes see how it looks when it's blended. See if I like one of these ones. Multiply actually doesn't look too bad. Oops. And right now I'm just pressing the up and down button, scrolling through these ones. And you know what, that's what I'm going to do. Stick with multiply. And then, as you can see here, some of the light comes across me, which I don't want to be, because that's going to be like the behind of my board as I'm grabbing it. I wish I were this cool when I'm going snowboarding, but I'm definitely not this good. Let's do that, and then the brush. Oops, I forgot. This way. Whoops. And you know what I like to do is I actually like to use my iPad when I'm doing this one. That way, when I'm on my iPad, it's a lot easier to draw versus trying to draw on the computer with the mouse. So I might use that one because I do have my iPad connected as my second monitor, but I'm actually mirroring it. So do that, and then clean up a little bit around my butt. And then I think there was something a little bit over here. Just a little. She wasn't that much. You know what? I could just erase that one. I'm not gonna really see it. Okay, so I got my board, and then actually, you know what? I forgot to name my layers. This makes it a little bit easier, so I know what is what. Snowboard. Let's call this Pointy Mountain. Mountain, not mountain. And then this one is gonna be Rounded Mountain. And Rounded Mountain 2. Tree right. Tree left. Okay. You know what? Let's just go ahead and turn all of these ones on and then pop these into multiply. Ooh, that makes it really dark. Yeah, let's leave it there. Then turn off everything else. Let's see, so I have my snowboard. And then we'll go ahead and go to the Pointy Mountain and create a mask. And then let's get my iPad. That way it'll be a little bit easier for me to draw and mask these ones out. Process is still the same, so don't have to worry too much about the difference between using an iPad and not. Pop, there we go. Just so you can see how that looks. And then let's go ahead and hide that mountain behind me a little bit. Maybe I should put it behind the board too. That way the board just stands out. We'll see how that looks. If I like it, then I'll keep it. If I don't, then I'll just bring it back. That's what's the nice thing about having a mask. That's the nice thing about having a mask is that it's not permanently deleting it. You're just hiding it. My wife is laughing at me right now. I don't know why. Actually, I do know why, but I don't want to say. Anyways, keep on moving. Let's go ahead and hide that one too. There we go. So that way it looks like the board is actually in front of it. And then that one. See how much easier that is with a pencil? Or with the iPad pencil, I mean. Just makes it easier. I could just draw one stroke instead of trying to go... Oops. Sorry, I hit my microphone. Instead of trying to go back and forth and just click, click, clicking. Dang, I keep hitting my microphone. Sorry. Mountain's looking good. Oops. Actually, you know what? I don't like how it's hitting the bed right here. Let's hide it so it's more behind that mound of snow. And then my tree light. Okay. I might as well just keep those other snowboard and stuff on so that way I can see it right away. And normally when I'm doing these kinds of light paintings, I like to wear all black. That way I'm more hidden on the background. But because this one is a white background, because it's supposed to be like snow, I just wore pretty much whatever. I could have worn all white, but I don't actually have... Yeah, I don't have anything all white. I'm just going to Photoshop myself out anyways. Okay. And then tray left. All right. All right, that tree is gone. Okay. So now that everything is pretty much masked out, I will bring everything back in. You know what? Let's see which mountain I like better. Oops. That one or that one. You know, I think I like that rounded mountain. Looks more fun. Okay, we'll do that one. So that one will just keep hidden. And then we'll just clean up. Let's see. Let's do... I think I'm fairly clean. Let's do this snowboard. Let's see what the other ones look like. Lighten. Actually, you know what? Lighten color might look nice. Just because this is on a lighter background, I'm trying to experiment seeing what looks best on the blending modes, because multiply usually works best on darker background. So you know what, I might... Let's see what's overlay. Overlay versus lighten. Overlay. Overlay. Lighten. Oops. Ooh, you know what that? Hard light. Let's see. Hard light. Lighten. Hard light. Lighten. You know, I think I like... Oops. I think I like the way lighten looks. It has this kind of glow around it. So if you see like right over here, there's kind of, it's not going to be a sharp line from the actual light, but there's a little bit of that glow. Ooh, you know, I'm starting to get a little bit of overexposure here in my hat. Let's dim this down a little bit. Am I too dark now? Actually, right there. Let's do that. Okay. So it won't be as vibrant as like my darker ones, just because it's obviously a white background. But you know what? I like the way that one looks. Okay. Let's go ahead and clean the other ones up. So let's try, what was that, lighten? Ooh, you can't really see that though. Not the mountain on that white background. See, that is the tough part about having a white background. Let's try, what if I darken the background? So I'm going to my adjustments now. Add a little bit of blue. And right now if I press, oops, Alt or Option, and then you hover right in between the two layers, what this one does is it allows the adjustment layer to only apply to the layer below it. So as you can see by that, let's zoom in here. See this little arrow with the box to it? Yeah, that's what that is. That's what that means. All right. Do that, and then kind of like that, and then probably make it just like a little bit darker. That way Maybe some of that blue will stick out in the lights. Let's go ahead and do the same thing with my exposure. Do that. Bring down the background. Okay, I think that looks good. Before, after. Yeah, it kind of helps the lights stand out a little bit more. Of course, I have to clean up me just a little bit more because I have all that glow around me from the white light glowingness stuff. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Ooh, okay, that looks better now. Yeah. So let's go back to here and go to lighten. Yeah, see how that one just blends a little bit more now? It blends a lot cleaner versus when I had it on the other one. You know what? I could probably bring back some of that tree too later. Let's do light on there. So now it looks like it's a glow instead of having that dark messiness around the lines, the clean lines. So that's why it's nice to go ahead and experiment with the blend modes to see what looks best. It just also depends on like your background. If you're on a darker background, you want to stick to this group right over here. This one is usually best for the darker backgrounds. This set right over here is best for the lighter backgrounds if you're trying to blend things. And then this one is probably that middle ground where it's not too dark, not too bright. And then, yeah, I would go ahead and experiment. That's what I would tell you to do. Because you know what? Each set is different. Ooh, you know what? I like that glow at the... Oops. That glow at the bed? Ooh, look at that. I like. Okay. So, looks like I have some cleaning up to do around me. Okay. Let's go ahead and... get my handy dandy iPad and then start cleaning up. Oh, by the way, my other shortcuts that I like to use is on a Mac, it's Control and Alt Option. I think on a PC it might be Control Alt. I don't know for sure. But if you press and hold Control and Alt, and then actually let's get my brush on. Press Control and Alt while you're holding that one, and then you press and hold the left click on the mouse. If you drag it left and right, it resizes the size of the brush. If you drag it up and down, it refines the edge, whether you want like a hard edge or kind of a soft blended edge. Let's see. Okay, so let's do kind of a softer edge, and then I'll zoom into me. That way I can get the cleanest possible image. And so right now I'm on my mask layer, and of course black, so that way I can hide all of this white glow around me. There you go, look at that, that's looking clean. Oops. Let's bring me back a little bit. Oh, and also if you press X, as you can see right over here, if I press X, it alternates between the foreground and the background. So it makes it a little bit easier and quicker to switch between black and white. I might overlay some music on here so it's not so awkward silence. Not so much awkward silence if I can speak English correctly too. And since this image is going to be on Instagram, I don't have to worry too much about the finer details, just because it's not like you're going to see all those finer things on such a tiny screen anyways. So that's another thing. Know where you're trying to find out, or know where you're planning to post your image. Because if you're going to be posting it on Instagram, most people are going to be viewing it on their phone. I tried loading Instagram on my iPad and it sucks, keeps crashing. So I don't think they're going to see it on anything really bigger than a big phone. So that way I don't have to waste my time going through the finer edits and making it look super clean. If you are planning to go ahead and print this on like a huge canvas or a large print somewhere, then yeah, you'll definitely want to be more detailed to make sure you get everything looking sharp. I mean, there are other quicker ways to do this part. You can actually oh, cut too much off my helmet. Like I was saying, yeah, there are quicker ways to do this. I just want to show you kind of the longer, tedious process. I don't know why. I should have probably done this one quicker. Oh well. Anyways, other ways you can do this one is, by drawing a shape around your subject and then just filling everything else around you in black by using the selection tool, the color selection tool, stuff like that. I mean, there's a lot of different ways to go approach that same method. And usually on my other light painting photos, just because they're on a black background, I don't usually get this detail because they usually blend really well. Kind of like I did with my lights on the snowboard and the mountain. Because I chose a different blending option, because I chose a different blending option, it cleaned up the edges a lot more to where I don't have to be so refined around it. Da, da, da. You know what, maybe I might fast forward through this so that we don't have to watch this whole part, because this one might take me a while. Actually, when I was taking this photo, it took me a while to get the right jump. So I wanted the jump to look like I was grabbing my board. So I kept jumping up and down on my bed and wearing all this stuff. It was pretty warm. It's not that cold right now in Chicago. It's about 50s right now. I think it's almost 60s. It's 57 degrees outside, and I'm inside. Why? Well, that's right, quarantine. All right, so I'm done doing me. So now my edges are all cleaned up, looking good. I might want to darken me just a little bit so I don't stand out too much. Let's do that. Because see, right now, let's say I do edit this exposure and I don't do the layer of just me. It darkens everything below it. So if I go ahead and do the Alt and then click right there, it only affects the layer right below it. So there you go. So now you can see it's just adjusting me. Let's do right. Just a hair darker. Okay. Then let's go to my snowboard next. I think this is from my snowboard. Let's see. Yeah, that was definitely for my snowboard. So let's clean it up. That bad. And see how this one is a little bit softer. I want kind of a harder, crisp line here, so I'm gonna actually go harden my edge. So that way it can look like it's going right behind my leg. So now my board is done. Now let's go ahead and get the mountain cleaned up. Let's go. Yeah, I think this one's just around my leg and the bottom of my board that I have to clean up here. There, that looks looking good. Now it's the other mountain. Yeah, just like the board that I have to worry about here. See, these ones I'm just blown right through. My other one, going around me, that was tough. Okay. Should kind of like a little bit of this glow around here. So I'm going to go ahead and bring back some of that glow. And then soften my brush that way. Kind of looks more like a gradient glow as opposed to just like a hard glow line. And then another thing you can do is, if you look up top here, the opacity. This one will also affect how much ink, pretty much, yeah, equivalent to how much ink gets laid down. So you can see here now my red mask doesn't look as harsh as opposed to when I go full on. So let's bring that down. A little bit of a softer glow. All right, I think that tree looks good. Actually, oh, another thing is if you press shift and then click on your mask, oh, there's that little bit. You can see what it looks like without the mask. So you can see what parts you might want to bring back. Like, I just noticed the top of this tree right here I can bring back. Debating whether I want to go ahead and bring some of that green on the, yeah, you know what? Let's bring some of that glow on the bed here too. So let's go back to here with my white paint on top and bring it back, bring it back. Another thing is, if you're not into Photoshop, or if you don't really know Photoshop all that well, if you press and hold the shift bar and then click and drag, it's a nice way to go ahead and move across the screens. Oh, I forgot about that mountain. Let's do that actually real quick. There you go, that's nice and crisp. Let's go back to the tree. There you go, that way it gives a little bit more texture to my bed. Color texture at least. All right, let's go back to the tree on the left and clean this one up. I'm gonna bring back some of that glow also on the bed, just like I did on the left tree, or on the right tree. I'm gonna bring back some of that glow. See, the nice thing about having the opacity at something so low, I can bring back exactly how much I want. So if I don't want like a heavy glow, I can just go with the opacity light, like a 24, or if I want to go ahead and have like the full strength of the glow, I can just go to 100%, or just keep going over it until I reach my desired look. See, so I feel like that would be too much, so I'm gonna actually bring back just a little bit more and go further out. There we go. I think that looks good. Let's see how that looks. There you go. And then if you press on a Mac, it's Command 1, or if you press, I think, Control 1 on a PC, it goes to 100% view, so that way you can see the full thing. And you know what? There you go. I think that looks pretty good. So I'm done doing this part of my edit. After I'm done doing like the Photoshop part of it, I like to bring it back into Lightroom to go ahead and try out my presets to see how well they look. If they don't look good, then I try something else. So let's go ahead and save this one. Don't know what my wife's doing right now. She's just looking at me funny. Working at home, the greatest thing ever, right? I'm kidding. Love you. Okay. Lightroom. Let's go to Lightroom. I actually like to use both Lightrooms, Lightroom Classic and then the new creative Lightroom. I forgot what it. Actually, no, I think it's just called Photoshop Lightroom now. But yeah, this one is nice because this one I can sync with like my iPad and my phone, edit them off of there. But most of the time, I actually still use the regular Lightroom Classic. I feel like I don't have full control of everything like I did before. Let's go ahead and drag this one in. So now pop it in here. Let's see. Let's try my presets. Ooh, Barnego actually looks pretty good. I kind of like the grain of Mukilteo better. All right, let's leave that. And then I will, let's see, where's my grain? There it is. Bring it down just a little bit. I don't want that much grain. So, I mean, those presets are nice just because I get my general look that I want, that I'm looking for. And then let's see, where's my vibrance? Add a little bit more color back into it. And then if I press, I think, what is it? Backshift? Or not backshift. Backslash. I can see the before and after. You know what? I like that one. Let's go ahead and bring some of the green back. So let's go to green. And let's see what this one. Oh, it's that color they say. There you go. I think that looks pretty good. You know what? I think that's pretty much. Oh, actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and brighten my face just a little bit. My face does look a little dark. So let's go ahead and bring that into here. And then there you go. That way you can see my face a little bit more. You can see how much fun I'm having snowboarding in the bedroom. Yeah. Anybody else miss snowboarding as much as I do? Since I moved to Chicago, we don't have mountains over here, so there's really no place to go snowboarding unless we go to the hills over in Wisconsin or something. Not quite as nice as over in the PNW. All right, I think I'm done with this. Let's go ahead and export this. Oops. Export this one as original. And I'll pop it into here. All right, that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions on what, I don't know, the tools that I was using or how I was using them, go ahead and let me know. Drop it in the comment section below and I'll go ahead and answer them and maybe make a follow-up video if there's enough inquiries. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you can be updated when the next video comes out. All right. Remember, get up. Actually, stay inside, stay safe, and, you know, don't just sit around. Go up, get up around your house, take some pictures, you know, like what I'm doing. I'm going to my bedroom, my kitchen, living room. Take some fun photos. So, yeah, get up and be curious.